Okay, for this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying in some lighter, somewhat mid values in my landscape. These are not the really darks, but these are just kind of laying the groundwork for some of these values, some of these areas. And if you notice, I'm starting to lay in some little darker values. And the trees, let's stay really light up here in this top. I'm using, for this, for these mid values, I'm actually using a round brush and one of my medium round brushes. I'm really just trying to lay in some of these. And I always work in watercolors from light to dark, just laying in different values at a time. It's a pretty quick, very spontaneous medium. A little bit of gray. Maybe just a little bit. You always work a little darker than you think you need to because watercolors dries so light. And you can see I'm starting to really kind of lay in. Now, actually, I want to lay in this really light value of this background back here, even though there's the trees in front of it. There's some dark areas along the shoreline. I kind of want to really make it wet. Now I'm working on a watercolor block, so I have the ability to be able to really add a lot of water to this without my paper buckling. Like I said, I'm just kind of trying to, I want to add a little bit of that value along in the water because this water is pretty green if you look at that picture. It's the French Broad and it's a little bit green. Let's start laying a little bit. Always try to leave whites. I'm just gradually working my way to a darker value. A little bit of burnt sienna with some yellow ochre into the foreground here. I'm going to wet it to try to add a little bit. You kind of have to be patient. I'm not going to go up into this area too much because I don't want it to bleed into my tree trunk. But you just continue adding colors and value and just build it up. And these early layers are all done really loose. Because you're really just kind of laying the foundation of some of these darker values or these values that are going to become darker. So, I'll just continue, and I'm just going to continue laying some of these darker and continue working.